He's set up nice and parallel to the target line. Let's draw the swing path in. Watch the takeaway now. Stand a little bit below it. Not bad right in there. See how it's blocking his hands view. Good shoulder turn. He's getting his shoulder under his chin. Lifts. There he flies that elbow. At this point now, we'd rather see the knuckles to the sky or the palm of the right hand to the sky so we don't have this little move right here. That's the killer. That's what we got to get rid of. Swinging down over the top, through it, cuts it out to the right. There the ball goes out to the right. We just got to work on the top of that backswing and, of course, driving that right hip around. This looks like a very nice setup. Back is towards 1 o'clock. Chin is up nicely. Arms are hanging freely. Knees are bent. You can see the line of the belt is pointing down towards the ground. Let's go ahead and draw that the old standby in the swing plane. Watch the takeaway. Just a little bit low, not bad at all. Watch to see if the shoulder makes it all the way under the chin. Not quite, because he starts to fold the arms there. This is what we need to get rid of, this little bend right here. We've got to try to lose that if we can. That's probably his major or only swing flaw. He starts down to the ball, straightens that arm out, pops his head up a little bit. See, the problem when you bend your lead arm, it's a hard time finding where the ground is again and hit it consistently. Let's keep that arm. Let's take a look at the swing in slow motion, see if we can see what's going on. Smooth takeaway, a little lifting right there, left the club face closed and over the top. Let's take a rewind that a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by the club face being a little closed on the takeaway. See there? Right there, the club should start to have toe up going on there instead of being so shut on the way back. There's Dak. See how he comes back with the club really shut. Then he comes over the top and sort of traps the ball. Doesn't rotate his hips into the shot very well. So we're going to have him rotate the club a little more open on the way back so he doesn't have that over the top move. Now this golfer's got a good setup, good swing plane there, but we want her to turn her shoulders back on that same line, kind of on that line there. Watch the shoulders go back. That right shoulder goes up, the club comes way up high, way above the plane. Now she's almost standing straight up. Now she's got her club well behind her. The shoulders are real high. She's going to drop down into the slot nicely, try to turn into it. And she really does a very good athletic move there. Rotates into the shot nicely, even turns the club over, and finishes well. But we'd like her to not just be so abrupt in the lifting of the club, and then try to get a little bit more of the right knee to the left knee on the follow through. This golfer's standing a little too upright. We'd like to see the angle from the hips to the ears to be about 30 degrees, more like this. So he's a little too upright. It's going to make it hard for him to rotate around on the plane. Let's see what he does here. He's keeping the club pretty upright. See how upright it's getting? He's lifting it, flying out the right elbow, and he's coming down on a very steep plane into the shot. And lifts. You can see how the club is wide open right here. Dead out to the right and pretty high off the ground. And then he cuts right across the ball. See how the club is going to the inside? Got to get him to swing out to right field. His legs have straightened up. He's almost standing straight up now. If we can get him to swing out to right field, swing the club a little bit more around him, I think we're going to have a happier golfer. This is a golfer bending at the waist instead of the hips. The hips are still level. The belt buckle would not be pointing to the ground. She's bending at the hips, which now her arms are almost straight out from her body. There's no angle. The ideal angle for the club is to the arms is about 144 degrees, which would be more like here to here. Probably not that radical, but more. You get the idea there. So we're going to watch the takeaway here. Takes the club way to the inside, falls onto the left side a little bit. Lifts the club at this point. Now, if right now she'd slam that left foot to the ground, she'd have a better transition, but she leaves the left foot up a long time until she comes down into the shot. Can't power through the shot. Hits it pretty hard. but she'd have a lot better luck if she could just drive onto a solid lead side. We're going to start this swing analysis from the top of the backswing. See, he's in a really good position here. He's kept the right knee flexed, the left knee is turned towards the right knee, left shoulder is dropping down under the chin, the left arm's pretty straight, and the left wrist is flat. But here's what happens as he moves into the golf ball. Watch this. He moves into the golf ball, starts a pretty good transition, good long arms. You can see he's pulling away from the shot and falling backwards onto his back leg. And what he does is he straightens his left leg too early in the swing, so he never gets to drive onto the lead side. If we can get him to drive onto the lead side by maintaining a little more flex in the left knee a little longer, we're going to have a golfer with much better results. Before I start the swing analysis, let's look at the grip. I've got the left hand, the trail hand, too far under the club. The thumb is right on top. This is going to create a slapping motion. We have to have the hand rotated a little bit more so that the bottom thumb can be a little bit more on the leading edge of the golf club. Other than that, he's got a pretty good setup. His shoulders are aimed a little right of where his feet are, but not bad. We need to fix that. His chin is down a bit. That's not going to leave any room for his shoulder to get under his chin. But let's go ahead and draw the swing plane in and see how he does. Cover up that thumb. No, didn't quite get it covered up. Start the club back. See how he's coming way to the inside because that's the direction the back of the hand is pointing. And you can see now that he's in a stuck position. No hinging of the wrists at all to speak of. Still kind of stuck. Now he's going to try to come over the top, try to move into the shot. Kind of bound up a little bit there, how the right hand now is way out away from his body, his right elbow's away from his body. Turns into it. The club right there is wide open. Look at that. Tremendous athleticism to get that club turned over as fast as you did. I mean, the guy's got a lot of athletic ability, but he's starting out with one strike against him with that grip in the wrong position. This golfer's got herself in a little too much of an upright position because she's trying to build a shelf there in her back. We'd like to see the lower back a little flatter and the upper back kind of tilted down. She's not able to get her shoulders out past her, even past her knees much. So it's really hard to be in a position that's going to create a nice athletic rotation. But let's just see what happens. Club's coming back. A little bit stuck looking there. Very stiff too. See that? The wrists aren't relaxing. Very tight. No wrist hinge here at the top. At this point now, we'd like to see the butt of the club pointing at us as we're viewing the video. Very athletic. Straightened the right leg a little too much, but again, that's the tension coming in. Comes down to the ball very aggressively. Look at that. Very aggressively turned through. But what happens is she's cutting across the ball so much because her right knee is going in one direction, her left knee is straightened up, and she's not able to rotate through. Great finish. All the parts are there. We need to add relaxing and a little better posture at setup.